guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Debbie and I am a money coach. And today I want to talk to you about something that you could be doing that is sabotaging your relationship with your money and costing you money. And that is procrastination. I hear people saying, I'm going to wait till January to start tackling my debt. I'm going to wait till January to start taking control of my finances. And when I hear that, I'm like, the hairs in the back of my neck stand up. I'm like, deep breath. I'm like, why? Like, why wait? Procrastination is something that it's like embedded in most of us. I was a natural procrastinator. I still am. If things aren't simple, I put it off. If things I feel are complicated, I put them off. If things I feel are stressful, I put it off. So many people feel that way about money. Money is a source of stress for so many people. And so naturally, why tackle it now when I can do it later, right? Let's have some fun today. Or I hear that I don't have time to budget. But let me tell you something. If you've got time to sit in front of the TV and watch your favorite show, binge watch your favorite thing on Netflix or Hulu, go out with your friends, go out to a fancy dinner or any dinner whatsoever. You still have to get dressed up and go out, right? If you've got time for all that, you've got time to dedicate to your finances. I won't even use the word budget. Some people don't like that term. So let's not even talk about budgeting for a second. By you not taking the time to look at your finances, to look at where your money is going, and that way you don't even know where your money's going, not only are you putting off the inevitable, because sooner or later you're going to have to do it. You're going to have to look at your numbers. You're going to have to try to pay off your debt, come up with savings, or simply know where your money's going. If you're not doing that, it could be costing you money. For example, let's say you have 5 credit cards and each credit card has $1,000 of a balance on it, but you're paying the minimum payments. That means that debt is sitting there month after month, accumulating interest. Interest rates vary per card. You're not going to have 5 credit cards with 2% more than likely. So the longer you put off, the longer you make that minimum payment because you feel as though you're paying your debt, but that debt is sitting there and every month it's rolling over and rolling over, those minimum payments are not getting you anywhere. In fact, you could be paying a minimum payment, but the interest rate month after month after month is not even covering that minimum payment, which means that minimum payment is just buying you time. It's costing you money and it's buying you time, and time is in the benefit of the credit card companies, not you. Same thing with student loans. I know that some student loans are being deferred, which is wonderful. But by not taking that opportunity, when student loans right now are interest free, right now what you're doing is you're costing yourself money. Because why not pay off a debt that right now is not charging you interest? Because who knows when they're going to say interest rates are back on. So tackle it, right? But how can you tackle it? How can you tackle your debt? How can you touch student loans or any other debt that you have without knowing firsthand the money coming in, right? The money going to your basic needs and expenses, and then what's left over to throw at that goal, which again, it could be paying off debt. It could be coming up with a savings, an emergency fund, or coming up with money so that you can start investing. Again, time should be on your side, right? But procrastination is something that really gets in many people's way. So I want to talk about it. We procrastinate things that are stressful, but why should having a relationship with your money be stressful? I used to feel stress before I tackled my debt and before I even looked at our numbers many, many years ago. I used to feel stressed when I used to hear terms like assign every dollar a task or zero-based budgeting. And I'm not saying anything bad about either one of those approaches by any means. But when I am talking to my clients about money, I don't do that because my clients are coming to me for a reason. They're coming to me because they want help in getting ahead of their finances, in changing the relationship that they have with their money, in coming up with a strategy to pay off debt or accomplish any savings goals that they dream of, right? So why am I going to make things rigid for them? Why am I going to make a plan where every single dollar has a task? No, I like coming up with a plan that's customizable to my client because I want them to be motivated to change their relationship with their money, just like I was. I had fun money. I love fun money. I had money for a vacation fund while I was paying off my debt. You'll hear some people, some expert bigwigs in this financial industry, where they say like, oh no, everything goes towards debt. Everything goes towards debt. You stop paying, contributing to your 401k, and you don't put anything away in savings. Everything goes towards debt. And then once you're debt free, then you start thinking about savings and a 401k and everything else. But all you really did was, one, stress yourself out because every single dollar has to go towards debt. It has to, right? And two, you're losing time in that investment that you could be making, especially if your employer matches a contribution. Now you're literally taking their money and throwing it out the window, saying, I don't want it. So when it comes to people's different approaches towards finances, again, I'm not saying anything bad about them, to each their own, but I like to make budgeting fun. Ooh, I said it again. I like to make budgeting fun. It shouldn't be something that's too rigid. It shouldn't be something that's a point of stress. It shouldn't be something where you just feel robotic and you just feel like money in, money out. There's got to be fun. There's got to be flexibility. If there's not, chances are you're going to get frustrated and you're going to give up. And when you give up, you stop tracking your expenses. And when you stop tracking your expenses, you get into more debt. And now you're gone 2, 3, 4 steps back. And you sooner or later are going to have to try again to change the relationship that you have with money. And again, now instead of being here, you're 5 steps back because you got frustrated with it. And I just did a video on how to not have your budget be too frugal, and I'll link that one at the end. But it's so important to give yourself some grace and give yourself some flexibility and some breathing room and to make it fun. And when you start tracking your expenses, you're going to see that you're going to learn so much about yourself. You're going to learn what your spending habits are. You're going to start learning where those little expenses that you don't feel like are actually making an impact on your budget and your money, they really do, right? You're going to learn about yourself. You're going to learn where your money goes. You're going to learn your money habits. You're going to learn your spending habits. And in that knowledge comes power. In that knowledge comes flexibility. Those figures that you're going to learn more about, now you have the power to say, you know what? Next month, I'm going to spend less on this category and this category. And once you do that, that's where the extra money comes in for your fun money, for your debt, for your savings, to accomplish everything. A common question that I get is, how did I pay off $48,000 of debt in 2 years? That's how I did it. By tracking my expenses, by not making a plan that was uncomfortable for myself, because I was motivated, because my budget was fun. I said it again. Because it was fun. It was. It wasn't anything where I ever felt constricted or, or came from a place of procrastination. Again, by making things fun for yourself, you get to know yourself better. You get to know the relationship that you've had with money. You get to see what has worked for you and especially what has not worked for you. That's where the lessons are. The lessons are in the mistakes and in the money habits that you have. But you wouldn't learn any of that if you keep putting this off. Not only that, but interest rates on credit cards, interest rates on student loans, less time that you have time to invest because you have debt that you need to tackle. Procrastination can literally be costing you so much money every month and then even more at the end of the year. I like looking at small figures when a figure is small, and I think to myself, that's doable. Multiply it for the end of the year. And then look at that number and tell me, was that number worth it? Was that number that you could have taken that much money and put it towards your goal? Was that expense worth it? That's what you learn when you start looking at your numbers. But by putting it off, you could literally be sabotaging yourself and costing yourself so much money. So why not take advantage of the moment that we have today? Why not take advantage of a half an hour of your time? And literally just look at where your money's going. Look at your credit card statements, your ATM bank statements. Just look at them and just start tracking your expenses. That's the first step. Then you can look at how much money comes in because now you know where it's going. So the next month you can start by on the first of the month taking a different approach to your finances and seeing how much more you can save because you've learned what you've done in the past. Because if you're watching this video, there's a chance that what you've done in the past is not working for you. It's not. And if it's not, now is the time to change that relationship so that you can make the most of every moment that you have, so that sooner or later you're going to be where I am now, where every single paycheck goes towards my future, my husband's future, our retirement, our vacation fund. For my kids' 529 plans and for our investments. Honestly, it's so empowering to be where we are now, and I just wish that everyone could be in that place where you're not stressed about money, because once you change it, I'm telling you, the sky is the limit. And if you think that you're being pushed down because of the amount of income that you have coming in, like it's limiting you, look at your expenses first before you think about having a side hustle and putting that pressure on you to make more money. First, see where it is. Where is it coming from? But before you can do that, you need to stop procrastinating and get started. Get started today. Literally an hour of your time can change everything. And if you guys have never budgeted before, I have a free printable that I will link down below, and it shows you the basics. So that it gives you categories so that you can fill it out and you can make sure you're not forgetting anything. And if you guys need additional help from me, I'm offering my clients one-on-one coaching. It's a 12-week program, and I can help you come up with a plan so that you can start changing your relationship with your money and you can start succeeding. I can't tell you how much I've seen my clients succeed. And if you guys think that I'm the money coach for you, reach out. I'm going to leave my link to my calendar down below as well. And let's talk. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please click the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe and to click on that bell. And I'll see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching.